Yeah,
out in the
yeah.
street.
Yeah,
Here he is
Yep.
again.
Yeah, yeah. There's that creeper,
Yeah.
that's funny. That is too funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-mm. So then, still talking business, what do you recommend for people, like if they're trying to grow? Like if to say that they did just come out and to Japan and started and wanted to do something in photography or start doing shoots and stuff like that. How would you recommend they start?
Um, like I'm gonna say it straight up. You can't wait for things to happen. You got to make them happen. Okay. So what do I mean by that? When I moved to Japan, I like I think the easiest thing for most people to do is just to kind of sit back and be like, oh, I put up a website and I made some Instagram posts and like things are gonna come my
Right,
way.
right.
Like no, it's not gonna happen because there's just so many people out there and especially in places like Tokyo where people are like hustling.
Yeah.
Like they're
Mm,
literally hustling. So like for me, for example, when I first moved here, I didn't have any friends. I didn't know that many people here. I was just kind of getting into photography still, like kind of like on a more like daily basis kind of thing.
Mhm.
And it was during COVID on top of all of that. So like there was like not a chance to really kind of meet anyone like at all, right?
mm.
So I was like, okay, well, either I could sit home and cry about it, or I can go and do something about it. And so what did I do? I set up I started a meetup group, and I started. That's when I started Takumi, which is my company.
Mm,
So I started the group called Takumi, and it was just a meetup group that we met every week in a different station in Tokyo, and it would just be like a meetup for other photographers and models and people who wanted to model, right? So
mm.
first started off with like I think the first we had at Shibuya, that was like almost over 3 years ago now, and we had like I think like 8 people show up, which
Mm,
was not bad for
mm,
during COVID,
Mhm.
and my first sort of like uh, idea for that meetup group was that we were going to start in Shibuya, and then we were going to do each stop on the JR line all the
mm,
way around the loop, which was I think
mm,
32 stations.
Oh,
So
damn.
it took
mm.
yeah, so it took us like about 32 weeks like to finish. Like we
God
did
damn.
every
Mm.
stop, like
It's cool though.
one after the one.